Hi, shalom everyone. I'm going to continue the fantastic series, friends, of the daily page of the Daf Yomi. We're in new Masechet Horayot. We're on Daf Bet. We start on page number 2 with regards to this fantastic magnanimous Masechet. Again, making fantastic progress. We finished Masechet Avodah Zarah just yesterday. We did the Grand Siyum. And nothing like sharing over some words, especially actually in an area called Ramat Shemesh Gimmel, here in a newish area, here in the city of Bet Shemesh, and nothing like sharing over some wisdom. I think last time we actually recorded here was during Hanukkah, if I recollect. I've got quite a good memory, thank God. So I actually can remember. Now, friends, what we're talking about in today's page. When an individual performs a forbidden act based on the erroneous ruling of the High Court, who at this stage is going to be the person, where does blame, let's say, go? According now to the first Mishnah in today's page, in Masechet Horayot, it actually states over that when an individual follows the ruling of a Bet Din, of a Jewish court, leading to a transgression, to an Aveira, the individual will not be held liable to bring a sin offering over here, since he acted appropriately, relying on the court's ruling. Like it was beyond his control, let's just say, whatever was going to happen over here. The sacrifice will be brought, the Qurban, by who? It's going to be brought by the court on behalf of everyone who followed their mistaken ruling. Now the Mishnah does teach that if an individual who sinned and was a scholar, and he actually realized himself that the High Court had erred, and if he nevertheless followed their ruling, then he cannot lay the blame on the court, because he has some, let's just say, some understanding, some jurisdiction, some knowledge, da'at in himself, and he will have to then bring his own sacrifice. There'll be a nafkamina on that specific court of call. Now the Gemara explains that the mistake made by the scholar, let's say, in this specific case, must have been a misunderstanding of the law of a mitzvah, lishmoa divrei hachamim, that an individual is obligated to accept the words of the rabbis. As Rashi, the great commentator, explains, this Talmid Chacham, the scholar, thought that this requires him to follow the High Court's ruling, even if he is certain that they are mistaken. Now, various other commentators, Torah commentators, are going to now come in and weigh in on this in of itself, and point out that there is a serious difficulty with this approach, given the rabbinic... Okay, yeah, sorry, the connection just went over here. So we're just talking about that... the rabbis the commentators over here are going to give like an approach over here, dealing and dwelling with in regards to this over here, because they point out that there is a serious difficulty with this approach, given the rabbinic interpretation of the biblical passage, Lo tasur min hadavar asher yagidu lecha yamin usmol. You shall not turn away from their words to the right or to the left, as we see actually coincidentally, I think in chapter number 17, it actually states over here. Sorry about the interconnection. So it just shows it in the Chafetz Hashem, in his Chafetz Hashem, Rabbi Chaim Ibn Etta, the great rabbi, Moroccan rabbi, who've mentioned about on various occasions before, explains that although the rabbi cannot publicly offer a ruling that contradicts the agreed upon decision of the High Court, nevertheless, on a personal level, he can't actually, let's say, go after their ruling over here. That's what's actually stated over. He has to come with his own decision, and if he is convicted that is something incorrect because he followed their ruling, someone who does so is responsible for his own actions and must bring his own sin offering. Later in the Gemara, the Mishnah's teachings is limited to the opinion of a single Tana over here, explaining that the Chachamim disagree and only free the transgressor from a Korban if the erroneous ruling led the majority of the Jewish community to transgress. If it's a single individual